What's going on, guys? Tanner back here bringing you another video, and what I got for you guys today is we are going to be discussing the topic of what's happening at Air Force PMT with COVID-19, and our regulations going to be getting lifted and going back to normal. Before we get into that, I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who supported our last COVID video. It did absolutely amazing. You guys killed it. I appreciate all the support on the channel. And if you are new here and you have questions about BMT, I have over 35 Air Force videos on the channel alone, as well as videos about tech school, BMT, Air Force life. Anything you could really want is on this channel, and we're going to continue to keep pushing out content. So if you are new, hit the subscribe button, join this awesome family. We're so close to 4K subs, and I'm doing my best to put out videos every single week for you about what's going on in the Air Force and everything up to date that you'd want to know. So let's get into today's topic of what's really going on with it. Let's start with what is happening and affecting my life because of COVID, and we'll move into why it's happening at basic. So currently at my base, we are at FPCon Charlie. Normally bases will be at Bravo for, your security rate and things of that nature. But for us, we're now at Charlie, which means things are a little more locked down. Pretty much everything is going back to being closed on base. The only things that are really open are the commissary with low manned hours, the BX with the same kind of hours, and then I believe the Burger King is open for like 3 hours a day, and the DFAC. Like, nothing is open on base, and it's really, really tough because a lot of people who live on base rely on things to be open, especially if they have children. But when it comes to things like what's COVID affecting is people aren't able to take leave. I know people who personally have had family illnesses that aren't direct family, like their mother, father, or their siblings, so they can't go home. If it's like a cousin, they can't go home because they're sick. They have to stay where they're at. And things are very, very tough. Now, when it comes to why it's still happening at basic training, even though COVID has a 99.96 survival rate, the amount of people who have been affected, it doesn't make it good. The symptoms from it, what they cause your body to do, are very tough on you. And if you have an environment at basic training where everyone's interacting with each other back to normal, there's a high chance that a large volume of people, because of how close you are, you're living together, you're showering together, can get affected. And it does not make it for a good time. If you have a whole flight of airmen get infected because things go back to normal, then that could spread to pretty much all of basic training, and then you have a gigantic, basically a pandemic at Lackland alone, and it puts the Air Force in a bad situation. All these trainees who are supposed to go to tech school are now sick and need to be quarantined until they're safe. I understand a lot of people in my comments have negative opinions about what's going on with it, and they're not scared of it, and I understand that a lot of people aren't, especially in the Air Force. A lot of people wish it would go back to normal, but you have to take these precautions. That way, things can go back to normal within a year. In my opinion, 6 to 8 months from now, we're still going to be probably dealing with this, but on the back end of it, hopefully. I have a year of my contract left, and right now I'm working 4 shifts a week like I normally do, but they're 6-hour shifts instead of 10 to 12-hour shifts. So for me, I'm working really low hours, but I'm still getting paid the same, so a lot of people don't care. But reasons it's not going to change for sure anytime soon is with the statewide things, like California's closing back down. So if the state's closing back down, the base is pretty much going to follow those guidelines of what's happening. I understand the Air Force follows their own set of rules, but when things around them are being affected, like the entire city next to us of Yuba City is pretty much shutting down again, the base is going to shut down. They like to follow the guidelines and the procedures of the surrounding areas as much as possible, and have it to where people are not as infected by it, can be affected by it, and whatever else is happening. Now, for you people coming in, you're still going to have your 2-week period of being at BMT where you're in your tents. You're going to have your time away from them so they can make sure that you're not infected. All of your paperwork's going to come to you there, and then you'll slowly transition back into your flights and things of that nature. BMT is going to still be a little bit shorter by about a week or maybe a half of a week, and you're still going to have a modified version of Beast. You're only going to have a coin ceremony, and it's a modified coin ceremony. There's not going to be a parade. You're not going to have the parade field. There might not even be an airman's run. I don't see the point of having an airman's run, since that was running by your family and stuff like that. A lot of the things that you would experience at basic are still going to be gone. And I'm sorry that when you're going through, you have to deal with that. It just shows that you were one of the people who went through one of these most uncertain times, and you get to experience basic from a whole different standpoint than everyone else. So you have a story to tell, and that's what I like about what's going on there. As for going at tech school, things are still going to be shut down. People aren't allowed to leave base, and that makes it hard because a lot of people get that freedom finally where they're out of basic, they go to tech school, but they still can't do anything. But that's, perfect time. Make sure that you're studying for your classes. It makes it to where you should not be failing a class. You have more time to just focus on yourself, work out, do whatever you need to do to make yourself a better person. I personally advise people to start learning about stocks and investments during this time when, you're at tech school in your free time since you can't go anywhere. Invest in yourself, But that's going to do it all for today's video, guys. I know it's not what you probably wanted to hear, but I'm doing my best to get information, and the Air Force is doing their best to make sure that you guys are all safe and can go to basic training and go through all these awesome things that everyone else got to go through. So I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, could you please smash the like button? Let's aim for 50 likes on this video. If you could also leave a comment of what you want to see in future videos and what you thought of this. And if you have any other questions about this video, I'll do my best to answer them in the comment section below. Follow me on all my social medias. They've been popping up on the screen and they'll be in the description as well. We're going to be doing giveaways on my Instagram, so go follow me on there. But I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out. I love you all. Stay safe and have a great day.
I got a feeling you niggas don't like me. I'm talking vacation, this shit can get pricey. They know I'm the greatest, my nigga, that's Nike. I do it, just do it like Nike. Needed some help, she started twerking. She said that it's mine if I go put the work in. I secured the bag and I bought her a Birkin. No, I can't swim, so I drown in the ocean. This is the mask, I'm doing the most. They praying I fall, I'm killing their hopes. Looking at me like they seeing a ghost.